Now, week one of the Oscar Pistorius murder trial is over, and what a week it was indeed. A week filled with drama, intense drama and emotion, not just in the courtroom itself, but all across the world, as cross-examinations and questioning was put forward by the advocates to try and uncover the truth of what happened on that fateful Valentine's Day morning last year. Now, for those of you who did miss it, here's what happened at the North Gauteng High Court.
The world's attention was focused on the North Gauteng High Court this past week as Oscar Pistorius fought for his freedom in the trial of his life. A trial that could see him face a life sentence for the murder of Reeva Steenkamp.
The first count against the accused, count one, is one of murder.
Do you understand the charges, Mr. Pistorius?
I do, my lady.
How do you plead?
Not guilty, my lady.
The court saw a total of 9 witnesses this past week. Michelle Berger, Charles Johnson and Estelle van der Merwe, who all live close by to Oscar's home, gave chilling testimonies about hearing screams, followed by a varying degree of loud bangs on Valentine's morning.
What I can portray to the court is that there were 4 gunshots, and that I heard her petrified screaming sometime during the gunshots, and just after the gunshots was the last that I heard the same woman's voice that woke me that evening.
And the last scream faded moments after the last gunshot was fired, and it was clear that this person's life was in danger.
The case took a sharp turn with 3 other witnesses. Boxer Kevin Lerena spoke about an incident in which the South African athlete was responsible for firing a gun in a busy restaurant a month before the killing of Steenkamp.
I've never been in a confined area where a gunshot's gone off by accident, you know. Could have been a fatality. So for me, I was very shocked. I do remember Oscar saying, please, to Darren, just say it was you. I don't want any tension around me, just say it was you.
An incident that the state may have used to paint Oscar as trigger-happy, raising questions about his character. This incident also related to the lesser firearms charges against Pistorius. Day 4 took its toll on the Paralympian as Johan Stipp, another of Pistorius' neighbors, recounted his experience of arriving at Oscar's house after hearing gunshots to find Pistorius crying over Reeva's body at his house at Silverwoods Estate.
And I remember the first thing he said, I shot her. I thought she was a burglar, and I shot her. She was clenching down on Oscar's fingers as he was trying to open her airway.
Oscar broke down in court on hearing this testimony, covering his ears at one point and appearing to pray.
Oscar was crying all the time. He prayed to God to please let her live. She must not die. He said at one stage, while he was praying, that he will dedicate his life and her life to God if she would just only live and not die that night.
Recounting his impression that Pistorius was sincere in his grief, Stipp's primary concern after checking the pulse of Steenkamp was that Oscar may attempt to take his own life if left alone. On day 5, Samantha Taylor, an ex-girlfriend of Pistorius, took the stand and described detailed incidences in which she saw him act aggressively in public.
On the way home, we got stopped by the police because we were speeding. He shouted at the policeman because he said that he was not allowed to touch his gun. After we left there, Oscar shot a bullet out the sunroof.
She also spoke of another incident in which Pistorius got out of his car to confront someone who was following them, stating that Pistorius ran towards the car and pointed his gun at the driver. Taylor also spoke of the reasons their relationship ended.
The first time our relationship ended, he cheated on me with Reeva Steenkamp.
The last witness to take the stand was Silverwoods Estate security guard Peter Barber, who claimed that after hearing shots that morning, spoke to Pistorius by phone, but was told by him that everything was fine. Barber could, however, hear that Oscar was crying, so he went to the house. When Barber arrived, he found Pistorius carrying the body of Reeva Steenkamp down the stairs. As week 2 begins this morning, Barber will take the stand once again to continue his testimony. And if week 1 is anything to go by, this week is likely to be high drama, as the most watched trial of the century continues in Pretoria.
The Oscar Pistorius murder trial continues over the next coming weeks, so stay tuned to Expresso as we bring you daily updates from the North Gauteng High Court. Also, you can follow the updates on sabcnews.com.